Yo, you guys, it's the Fi here. Today, I have a video from CTC Austria that happened this past Sunday. My pace going into it was actually pretty strong, I would say, for the lack of practice and lack of setups I had. And yeah, this is probably my best team result I've ever had on the F1 game. Not by really finishing position, but just by like the pace, the standards I drove at. So very happy about that. Um, I'm gonna try and start posting more as I haven't posted an F1 video
Nice,
since
that's really good.
F1 22, so
Yay.
I need to be doing it more. But now we are on to our first run of Q2, besides our used tire run, which was, of course, way off the pace. But yeah, this lap, I was basically being yelled at by my mom the whole time. So I messed up my ERS usage quite a bit, using extra in Sector 1. And then, as you can see, there in Turn 3, going extremely deep into the corner. Probably losing like a tenth, maybe more. And then into the hairpin, we get very good turn in, very nice rotation, and a solid exit. That was probably the best I did that hairpin throughout the whole entire quali. Just was hooked up. Then down to medium ERS, getting as close to the inside as possible, washing out on the exit, close to the inside as possible again, and we got that pretty nicely, using overtake down to 20% into the double right corner. Super hard not to invalidate here. We nailed the first one, and the second one is pretty solid, and that is P1, and that stayed P1 for the whole session. And now into halfway through our second run of Q3, because we had 3 runs. We are not on the best lap. That's why I didn't show you the start, because it was very sloppy. But this last sector was pretty good. Heading into the double right again. The first cut was pretty solid, and the second cut was almost perfect. Like, used every inch of the track. So that puts us P2. Heading onto our final lap of Q3, the one that matters. We will need to try and beat out Tony Richet and the other 8 drivers on the grid here to get pole, heading into turn 1, bringing at the 100, use all the track on the inside, and get good traction and a good exit. Our PB going into this was mid 2.9, wasn't ideal, but we're going to try and beat that here. Purple sector 1, bringing at the 100 into turn 3, nice turn in, solid exit, and we're going to open the DRS, giving us that extra straight line speed. We get to wait a little bit into turn 4, braking at the 75 meters down to 3rd gear. Use all the track you can on the inside and all the track you can on the outside. Use a little bit of overtake, and now you get to go into the double left-handers. 2 of my favorite corners. You need to get as close as you can to the white line on every single entry, apex, and exit. Use down to 20% on the exit. Keep it at the middle of the track so you don't get the bumps. And into the double right-hander, we need to keep it smooth, and we can get pole position. And now, I'll let you hear the reaction.
Come on! Come on, baby!
Let's go. Let's go.
Rounding out qualifying, me in P1, Tony Richet in P2, and our teammate Balance Alekus in P3. Now, heading into the race we go, we're starting around halfway through lap 1, as I kind of forgot to record the start of the race, and we've already fallen to P3, lost 1 position to Tony Richet, and then we got overtaken by Danny Van Rooten as well in the Mercedes. So currently it's me and my teammate, Ballant Alekus in P4. And yeah, it's a pretty successful lap 1. But even though we lost 2 positions, we're kind of exactly where we need to be, which is the top 3. And second on the hard strategy, so kind of perfect. We're just going to try and keep the warnings tidy and stuff, you know, adapt to the race setup as we don't get practice in between qual and the race. And now skipping on to lap 2, we get sent on by Daniel Goshlag. I try to leave him space, but I accidentally hold it in 4th gear, which loses me all my exit traction and speed. So, and as you can see, we get into a huge pile up, and that is a common theme this race. Many people going on none and saving ERS, which causes a lot of chaos. And now into turn 3 on lap 4, as you can see, it literally clogs up so much. We get rear-ended as Shazoo, I think it's Gabriel Bratasi, if I'm pronouncing that right, goes for a move on my teammate. We're going to try and give him slipstream, but it's not much of a use. We kind of block him in here, but not too badly. But our teammate will stay ahead, which is what we need to battle for the win together. And now we just have to try and keep the car as tidy as possible, stay in the train of the medium runners, and try not to lose any more positions than we have to. Now, skipping ahead, I don't know why I made a cut here, but I think that's just something I need to improve on in my editing. But as you can see, on this exit, we go wide and get a warning. That's our first warning. We need to watch out because we're only on lap 5 and we already have a warning, which means we will not make it to the end of the race. As you can see, we hit Daniel Goshtak in the turn 1 because of how clogged up the train is becoming. And this is, again, a very common theme, as I'll say. You can see they battle hard, going none into the final hairpin, and we're going to go around the outside of Daniel Goshtak and get better traction because the outside curb is just kind of basically free grip hacks. We're going to try and give our slipstream to our teammate, Balantalekas, but it doesn't end very well, and we hit Danny Van Ruin. Balantalekas does not get past, unfortunately, and skipping on to lap 10, as you can see, our teammates actually dropped out of the top 5. I think he had a little incident there. I don't remember exactly what happened. But TDM Lighty is behind us, and he is pressuring us. So we're going to have to use a bunch of our battery, try and make it 3 wide, which we did not want to do. But we back out, and Tony Riche boxes in Lighty, meaning we get better traction. And on the fresher, better hard tires at this point, we're going to be able to use the DRS to get around him and box him in with Danny Van Ruin. This was a pretty crucial move, just to make sure Danny Van Ruin didn't somehow break the DRS. And now heading on to lap 12, this is where me and Danny just start basically really good teamwork. We basically swapped, I think, almost every lap until lap 14, which a little incident occurred. We'll see here soon. But yeah, we would just swap on the first straight. That was a little rear lock by me, which was not ideal, but I think we were just both trying to save ERS and stuff, so it was kind of just good teamwork from the two of us. And yeah, as you can see, he rear locked in the chicane, or the hairpin, so we're kind of making the same mistakes in clean air.
71.
And now, into the hairpin on lap 14, we're going to go up the inside there. May have not been the smartest decision, as we don't get DRS, and our tires actually lock. And now Lighty gets very close. We start lagging a little bit, which is concerning. And we're going to send it up the inside of Daniel Van Ruin. But as you can see, on this exit, they drop back, and I'm like, oh wait, I got them. But as you can see, the red X means I have disconnected from the race. And I'm very angry about this because I had an Austria race around, I think, 4 months ago where the exact same thing happened. And yeah, now as you can see, we disconnected on lap 14. We're getting back on lap, I think that says 16 or 18. And we went from P1 to P14, around 3 seconds behind the back train. And I think we're in net P17 or 18 right now, so we probably lost around 10 seconds from that. So definitely not the best thing ever. And here, now on lap 20, we're going to box. We're allowed to cut the pit entry line. And we've already made up almost 2 seconds to the back DRS train, which is crazy. And as you can see, they're going super slow into the pit box, meaning that we definitely will be in the DRS, which is exactly what we need. We're going to be onto the fresh medium tires. We're boxing way earlier than expected, but that is just so we can catch with the train, because if we don't undercut, our race is over. We lost way too much time with our disconnect, so really unfortunate. As you can see, some really early boxers passing. The Williams guys are already in turn 3 because of their medium hard undercut. So TF10 doing the opposite strategy of everyone. Very bold from them, and I guess we will see how it turns out. I don't think medium hard is the strat here, but I guess if you're working together as a team, it could work. Now on to lap 22, as you can see, EV Chrisu gets a terrible exit. I think he had an incident there. So we're going to turn on the battery. We're going to try and get past one. As you can see, the ABS driver lagging a little bit. Maybe that was me. Maybe it was him. But we're going to send a huge lunge up the inside. Braking very late, but we nail it. Leave him enough space on the exit. Good traction. And we're going to drain the rest of the battery, trying to get the overtake done. Don't have much, but as you can see, going down to 9%. Going none on the ERS to save, and we leave him the space on the exit and get the move done, which Pretty solid move. And then now on to lap 25 or 3, I think that says. I can't read. Marcel Paps and first Shizou lags a bit, which causes us to go 3 wide with ABS Justin as well. And we actually managed to get past both of them. This was a super unexpected move. I didn't really mean to do a double move, but you know, I'll take any move I can do. It wasn't the cleanest move, but we still left both of them space, so perfect.
Joel has
And
10
now,
seconds.
as you can see, the ETA and Ben Shali battling very, very hard, which probably not the smartest idea to battle hard through there. As you can see, Ben Shali lifting off, which is a smart thing to do. But we're going to take advantage of that, going up his inside in the corner, and he backs out here, thank God, because that would not have been a good move. But at this point, I was just trying to get back to the front train, as
3%.
there's not much I could do after my disconnects. And now, on to the next lap, we're going to go for a move straight away onto the ETA driver. Don't have much battery, but he can't put up much of a fight because of his battling with the NLR driver. Braking late into turn 4. That's my favorite place to make moves because you can just brake so much later than everyone else. And we want to stay in the DRS here. And as you can see, Kubitresniak for SRC. Don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but we're going to try. I think he had damage or something. Or he just let me pass because he did not defend. I kind of went for a gap that didn't exist there. But as you can see, into turn 4, he just lets us pass. Very nice of him. And ETA, Joel Lindstrom ahead, I think that's how you say it. And ahead of him is Jerry Van Bussel for CPI, who's on the freshest tires of the grid and is just being... And Joel is just clinging onto his DRS here. So we're going to try and replace Joel and catch Jerry a little so we can work with him to catch the front train. And as you can see, gap is like 9/10. We're going to stay in the DRS, and we're going to skip on to the third to last lap because we were literally being towed along by Jerry for probably 6 laps straight. As you can see, that Joel still in our DRS, so he's stuck with us very well. And I will let it play out into the finish. But basically, I had some of the worst tires, besides the hard runners probably, because of the fact that I pit on lap 20 when I should have pit later. But of course, my disconnect lost me probably 10 seconds. So even making it back to the front train was a big surprise for me. As you can see, I'm going to stick my nose up the inside. I probably wasted too much battery here, but it's fine. As you can see, Jerry Van Bussel makes contact with Lighty and gets spun around. And we're going to try and stick it around the outside with Daniel Goshak here. He kind of defended way too hard and he had a 3 seconds, so I was a little bit angry about this. I kind of drove onto the gravel because I was over pushing, so that's not his fault, but I was still a little mad that he was defending so hard with a 3-second penalty, because I think him staying behind would have maybe gained him more time to the train behind us. But now heading on to the final lap, opening the DRS for the first straight for the first time. We're going to try and save a little bit on non, just to see if we can make any moves. As you can see, Daniel Goshak braking super early because of the train being super tight here. I love this track so much because of how fun the battles are, how it's basically one DRS train and super hard to overtake. So when you do, it just feels super nice. And as you can see, another huge pileup. You can see our teammate Balance Alekis up there in P4, I think that is. The 2 people ahead of us have a 3-second. Maybe one will be removed for Lighty. And as you can see, we're going to send it late lunge on Daniel Goshak. We're going to the same exact situation as last lap, but he's going to get a way better exit. We're going to try and cling on to his tire. But as you can see, I go a little deep, meaning that he will get the move. And as you can see, TDM Lighty and Balance Alekis battling super hard. Balance Alekis gets pushed off a little bit. And he almost spins. We're going to go for it around the outside. But he's my teammate, so I know I probably shouldn't do this. So I lift it off just to be nice to him. And overall, that is going to make us come in P4, P5 after penalties. But P2 and P3 may get a penalty, so it could be a possible podium. That would mean we went from P17 to P3 with no safety cars in 16 laps by ourselves. So overall, a very good race. Thank you for watching.
Great job, Nick.